Welcome back into the film room. I'm your host, Eric Turner, and today I wanted to quickly take a look at 3 plays from Josh Allen against the Patriots a few weeks ago to show you why he is so difficult to defend. He can obviously beat defenses within structure, outside of structure, with his arm, with his legs, and even from the shoulders up. Defenses can have the perfect play called against him, but he can play above the scheme or bypass the scheme altogether. He's truly an unpredictable player and can frustrate a defensive coordinator week in and week out. And that's why in the Cover 1 Slack channel, we often refer to him as a Wild Stallion. So take a look. Look at this play from the last meeting between the Bills and Patriots. So Bills are empty, and they motion Moss into the formation. McCourty's on him, so it's appearing like it may be some type of man coverage, but also that, maybe it's a zero coverage and they're bringing a blitzer because there's really no one deep as far as safeties go. So Josh comes up to the line of scrimmage. He helps identify the mic here. And then watch McCourty on the back end of the Patriots defense. Now he changes the coverage, or appears to anyways. So then Josh sees that, and now maybe he's not expecting pressure. Maybe they had some type of man beater concept called, and then they set the protection. But now with McCourty changing the protection, Josh reloads and goes back to the initial call. Now whether that's a zone or man beater concept, we don't really know. But I don't think he's expecting pressure now, just based on the look and based on the fact that now there's a deep safety in McCourty. So Josh reloads it, but what the defense doesn't account for is Josh playing above the scheme. So yes, there was that chess match between Josh Allen and McCourty on the back end there, and changing the coverages, changing the mics, and having Josh do all of these things prior to the snap. What they're not accounting for is, even if they do fool him, even if they do still go into man coverage, Josh is able to play above the scheme. He's able to play above and outside of structure and just run it for 19 yards. So it was a great chess match on this individual play. You saw Josh having to change a play a couple different times. You saw McCourty and Belichick trying to fool Josh Allen prior to the snap. But Josh is able to still play above the scheme. He sees the middle of the offensive line open up just for him, and then he plays above the scheme. And then add in the athleticism of Josh Allen on a scramble, and you have plays like this where he's juking Phillips right there in the middle of the field and making a play for 19 yards. So a good back and forth between Josh Allen and the Patriots defense. So let's take a look at this play from Josh Allen against the Patriots a few weeks ago. So right now he's pointing out who the offense is going to be throwing hot off of on this play. So prior to the snap, you see McCourty is the only deep safety there. So it's more of a single high safety look prior to the snap. But post-snap, what ends up happening is the slot defender from the bottom of the screen is going to end up rushing Josh Allen from the field, and then the slot defender to the top of the screen is going to be spinning back. So the post-snap picture is changing from more of a single high safety look to more of a 2 high safety look. And, initially, Josh is looking to the top of the screen because that's the route combination that is meant to beat single high type looks. Well, because the picture changes, now Josh has to change where his eyes are looking and where his feet are pointing. So he immediately rotates to the bottom of the field here, looks to the left of the field, and goes to more of the 2 high beater concept. And that is a switch release concept with Beasley curling it up just outside the numbers. And essentially, based on where Josh started his eyes, is one of the last reads or last progressions on this play. He's able to hit Beasley from about the 15-yard line to the 28-yard line, and the Bills are able to complete the first down. So just great work by Josh Allen from the pocket of, diagnosing the coverage and how they were spinning post-snap. The picture changes from pre to post-snap. So initially he looks right. Now he gets to his 2 high beater type concept to his left, and he's able to rifle it out there for a first down for the Bucs. This is why a lot of us in the Cover 1 Slack channel refer to Josh Allen as the Wild Stallion, because you saw the prior play from him and how he read the defense post-snap and hit Cole Beasley on the switch release concept to the bottom of the screen. Well, this is the very next play. The Bills flip the play, but they run the same exact play, and the Patriots run the same exact coverage. So the rusher off the slot is coming from the top of the screen, from the field, and you're going to have the edge defender to the bottom of the screen dropping out into that underneath area. So the Patriots are once again rotating from a 1 high to a 2 high look, and Josh is watching the safeties rotate, and he really should be just throwing it to Cole Beasley to the top of the screen. And, they'd have a really, really nice gain on this play. But instead, Josh Allen is looking down the seam to Tyler Kroft to the bottom of the screen to the route combination that's more of a single high safety beater, like a Haas concept, a vertical route from the seam player, and then a deep comeback from Stephon Diggs. But with Josh Allen looking at the seam, he's getting the attention of those defenders to the bottom of the screen, specifically that edge defender that dropped out into the underneath area. He should be probably a little wider, helping defend the flats area. But because Josh Allen's looking right down the seam to Croft, that guy kind of plays a little more vertical, hugs the numbers, as opposed to getting a little wider outside those numbers. And this allows Diggs to pivot back into the boundary and then become QB friendly to the bottom of the screen. And Josh is able to hit him as he takes a hit from a Patriots defender. So this is one of those plays that the results were great, but the process really wasn't. But this is what makes him so difficult to defend, because he's able to play within structure, outside of structure, and make plays like this when really the coverage to the bottom of the screen is quite good. But because of Josh Allen's ability to, pump fake there and take a hit and hold on to the ball and take that hit and still deliver a throw to Diggs along the boundary, it makes him that much more difficult to defend. Again, watch it from the end zone angle. It's, again, not the best process from Josh Allen. He should be hitting Cole Beasley to the right side of the screen. He, for some reason, doesn't. Holds on to the ball, and under duress, as he's about to take a hit, you see him pump fake right there down the seam, get those defenders moving. Now, he sees, obviously, that defender right in his face, but he's able to still pull the trigger out wide to Stephon Diggs. Now, this is a throw that is late in a progression, and it's a throw that not many quarterbacks can really rival as far as how quickly he pulls the trigger late in this read, late in this play. I mean, it's really unrivaled by many other quarterbacks in the league, but Josh Allen's able to do it. He's able to stand in there, stand tall, take a big hit, make this throw under duress out to Stephon Diggs along the boundary. That's why we call him the Wild Stallion. Not many guys can do what he does. Sometimes the process isn't perfect. Sometimes the play breaks down and he has to, go into improv mode. Sometimes he just, bypasses the entire process and is still able to make a play, outside the initial play structure.